It's the New Horizon Radio, and it's great to be joined in the studio today by Georgia from Franklins Solicitors. Hello, how are you doing today?
Good morning, I'm good. How are you?
Great. So the reason that you're here with me is because we have a big event coming up in Northampton that Franklins Solicitors are involved with called the Employment Evolution, Law, Loyalty and AI. We have 4 expert speakers who can be covering all different aspects of employment as it relates to HR. It includes AI, it includes kind of business law, and we thought we'd get you in the studio to kind of provide a bit of a preview about what people can expect from the event, focusing primarily on the catering side because that's what interests me. There are going to be free pastries, I believe.
Absolutely right.
This is good, but it's basically for everyone in business to kind of come together, networking opportunities, and just have a real assessment of where things are with employment law, because everything is changing. There's employment rights acts coming on board. AI is shaking everything up, and I think it's a great opportunity to sort of take stock and get everyone together and kind of say, where are we with things? What's the future look like? And who better than our local experts in business law from Franklins? So I bet you're looking forward to the event. It's 2 weeks on Tuesday.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. It's going to be excellent. As you say, we've got 4 expert speakers speaking about lots of different things. So lots of things to look forward to. It's Franklins Solicitors partnering with Quest Employment, speaking about future of employment law, workforce retention and AI in HR primarily. Fantastic.
So you and Sarah from Franklins are going to be focusing on the Employment Rights Bill. And I know we've done a podcast about this. There's a lot of information floating around about it, but for people listening on the radio that aren't that familiar with it, what is the Employment Rights Bill in a nutshell, and why is it so important?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Employment Rights Bill, at that stage when we spoke about it last on the podcast, it was still in its bill form, so it was going through Parliament. In December of last year, it gained royal assent, so it became the Employment Rights Act 2025, and it brings about a huge amount of changes to employment legislation. There's lots and lots of things to talk about. We're going to be focusing primarily on things that are going to be impacting employers over the next 18 months, specifically changes to family-friendly rights, sick pay, harassment, and really importantly, everyone's talking about it, unfair dismissal as well.
It's a really big change, and I guess if you're working in HR, this is going to massively change everything that you've learned and that you know. And I guess for people that do work in HR, it's a bit of a headache because you can't get your head around everything, and obviously it's such a responsibility to make sure you get this stuff right, because there's all sorts of repercussions if you make a mistake with these kind of legal details. So this, I guess, is a great way to get a good overview of what's going to be changing. Do you know when it comes into force?
So lots of things are changing. So really it's not that on one specific day everything's going to change. There's things that are going to be coming in over the next 18 months. So in our talk on the 24th, we'll be going through all of those changes and giving some practical insights as to what employers can do to prepare for those changes and really what the impact is going to be for them moving forwards. As you mentioned, there's so many changes, and it really is going to be a learning exercise for those professionals and also for anyone really in the employment industry. So it's really important to make sure you're in the know early and prepare for those changes.
Amazing. That sounds so interesting. So as well as that, there's also going to be an expert from Quest Employment. B is going to be coming and talking about employee retention, which is such an important subject for all managers, really, just to make sure you hang on to your staff. You don't end up investing a lot of time and effort training them up, and then there's that sort of revolving door effect where they're off to the next job.
Yeah, it's so important, and I think it's something which HR professionals, especially when the law is changing so much, will be really important for them to hear about.
And also, Tim from Project Rising is going to be there talking about AI in HR. And AI is a huge area at the moment for every industry. It's shaking everything up. And I guess in the world of human resources, AI is making a big change.
Yeah, it's really important to understand. I'm really excited to hear about it. I think it's going to be a fascinating talk. Obviously, he's the expert, so I'll let him delve into that. But it is really important to understand the implications of AI in HR. It's a mouthful.
HR and AI amalgamation. And I guess from my perspective, there's a lot that AI is going to make very difficult for people working in HR, because suddenly everyone's an expert. You're getting these huge long letters that have been written by ChatGPT that you've got to trawl through, and A lot of the time the AI might come up with ideas and know a bit more about the detail than you do, but at the same time you can't rely on it as a professional because you can't trust it to always be correct about everything. It makes so much stuff up. So it's a minefield. And obviously Tim is the expert on that because Project Rising is all about HR and AI and kind of bring everything together. So that's going to be a very interesting talk, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. So it's all happening at Franklins Gardens at the Cinch Stadium a week on Tuesday, which is March the 24th. With those 4 guest speakers, Sarah Marshall and Georgia from Franklins, Tim Davis from Project Rising, and B from Quest Employment. And how can people register for tickets? Is this a free event?
So there's lots of ways you can get tickets. Primarily, it's through Eventbrite. It's a free ticket.
Wow.
So yeah, absolutely, and you get your pastries in that as well.
This is incredible. But I guess there's limited numbers, so you do need to be quick if you want to make sure of a spot.
Yeah, absolutely, and it is in the next couple of weeks. So make sure you sign up as soon as possible.
Amazing. Looking forward to it. So that's at Cinch Stadium at Franklins Gardens on the 24th of March. And we've put all the details up on the website, horizonradio.com. And if you can't make it along, then the Franklins podcast, Law for Life, is a great place to find a lot of this kind of information. So if you pop over to the Horizon Radio website or your favourite podcast platform, you can find podcasts about lots of different subjects that relate to business law and all sorts of other aspects of law as well. Thank you so much for your time, Georgia, and good luck with the event.
Thank you.